cherries are...
We're ready to go, folks.
Yeah, just about.
Greetings. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host. This is for the weekend beginning the 12th of July, 2019. Happy birthday, Mom. My mom is 84 years old today, and I am so grateful for her. In fact, I am with her today, even though I'm with you today on the screen, but she is here. I am there with her. She's not here with me, but I'm there with her. And what do we got going on this week? Well, let's talk about the moon. The moon is in the constellation of Scorpio today, and in the nakshatra known as Anurata. Anurata is ruling deities named Mitra. Mitra is a god of light, and but the ruling planet is Saturn. So you've got this Mars-ruled Scorpio, and and this is Vedic astrology portion of my show. And then you've got Saturn, so the two tamasic, the two rougher, malefic planets, we'll call them, I guess, for lack of a better term, are with each other. And yet, there's this wonderful symbol with Anurata, which is a lotus, which blooms in the mud and in compost and in dirt and dung and all that kind of like icky gooey stuff. And yet, boom, blooming in the midst of that. And the other thing is it when it dries out, it dies and it gives its seed, and then when it gets wet and muddy again, it blooms again. And people who have their moon rising sign in Anurata, they like to travel a lot. They like to live in different cities. They love having this. I have a brother who's got his sun sign in this particular nakshatra, and he's, gone back and forth from living in New York and L.A. and he loves it. He's in the two power cities of the United States, and he has a good time. One of the gifts of this moon is to be able to make friends and to even get of all kinds of persuasions, and I think that is so important. Show yourself to be friendly. Show yourself to be an ally, to be able to work with other people. It really makes everything go better. And this is, it's a seat of happiness. All right, what else happens this week? We have a lunar eclipse, full moon, and it's right there at the tail end of Sagittarius, beginning of Capricorn in the sidereal or Vedic zodiac. So I imagine it's in the Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, which is also about making new endeavors. Its association is with the tusk of an animal, and I believe it has the Vishvi. It has good ruling deity, and it's associated with truth, and it's associated with success. So and it is a lunar eclipse, and it's pretty darn close to where the nodes of the moon are. That I think there could be some seismic activity, some weird weather. We can't be sure. And let's face it, this is happening during Mercury retrograde too. And the other thing is Mercury goes out of Leo into Cancer, and way late Thursday night, early Friday morning this coming week. And beyond that, there's really not a lot of news to report in the astrological storm. It's a pretty nice day today as far as having moon trining Mercury today, and then later on this evening the moon's going to trine Mars. So overall it's kind of a peaceful day, and like energies are supporting each other and working with each other, and let's just do that. Let's support each other, let's just work with each other, and we're going to have a better day. So here we go into the horoscope. We are starting with Aries. How novel, right? So, greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. We've got Mars in your fifth house, rather, and so that's about being close to your soul. And what's Mars' purpose? Well, Mars is Lord of the Earth, and so like while you're out there gardening, you can be feeling like, hey, I'm making this Mars connection. I'm giving myself Shakti. I'm giving myself happiness. I'm giving myself physical strength, taking that minerals from the earth. It's also if you have male children, go see your kid at their ball game or their swim meet or whatever they're doing. We enjoy sports. We enjoy games a lot with Mercury in the fifth house. So it's kind of fun. It's like playfulness, fun. That's part of what's happening. It's Cancer time still, So we've got Sun, Venus, North Node, all lined up in your fourth house. So it's all about happiness, feelings, finding grounding, finding a place to be that works for you. So the moon in Sagittarius this weekend, your ninth house. This is a good time for travel for you. Good travel weekend. All right then. So, greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So when Uranus is in the first house, we have to acknowledge our more eccentric side. The side of us is just like a little bit weird, a little less grounded. We don't always completely trust ourselves. We want to, but it's not always that easy. And, we want love. We want to make things happen for ourselves in a good way. And what I'm seeing now is that, Venus, Sun, and North Node are all in the third house. And so that's working with your hands. That's your siblings. That's people you've known for a long time. That's your neighbors. And it's communication, it's information. Sometimes it's just plain old gossip. Sometimes it can be kind of fun. You're silly, but we don't want the propensity to hurt anybody. It's like the four agreements. To be impeccable with your word. I'm working on that one. It's worth working on. And I was saying about you could possibly sell a vehicle, sell a house, have good talks about some of the serious hard stuff with your parents. You're doing good on some of the more difficult issues. You're having to bring those forward, and sometimes travel plans get thwarted, and it seems like your spouse is doing good maybe, and they're really lucky, and you're like sort of jealous, but they can help you. Allow other people to help you. Sometimes you have to do that, and then by the grace, give back. Once that's happened, just give back. Okay. All right. So, greetings, Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope. Well, it starts out kind of a romantic weekend. It's a romantic Friday, because Moon's in your seventh house. So you're emotionally groomed for love. I know some great love mantras. One of my favorite ones is Om Kamapalaya Namah. And some people would do it Om Kamapalaya Namaha. Either way, I think it has a good. It sets the tone. It's like to save the Cupid energy in you. And but I have to warn you too. Sometimes and when it comes to like lust, it can get us in all kinds of trouble. And sometimes we see our ideal where we don't recognize the other person's soul, and that's where things get kind of dicey and dangerous. So we want to recognize the soul quality, because like when we get together, it's really got to be we want it to be a sacred thing. We want it to be special. And there's this acknowledgement that you're going to be making money, and that you're going to be with family. And if you have younger siblings, this is a time to see them and that you've got some spiritual vision of how you want the world to go. And, maybe you're doing good. This is romantic, but maybe your partner's not doing so good. So you got to have some empathy and some reality. A lot of times we get embarrassed when Saturn's in our 8th house. We feel like, I'm depressed. I'm in debt. What can I do? Get me out. And giving. Just keep on giving. Well, greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. Love it. Okay, so drink a glass of water to the water sign. You're coming into a place right now where there's ultimate renewal coming, and so there's this build-up to the full moon that's happening Tuesday. And you could also say that's Tuesday afternoon, so both Monday night and Tuesday, the moon will be really big, and there's a little bit of an eclipse action happening with it too. So things might feel kind of funny, like, whoa, this is not what I was thinking it would be. You're looking good. You're attracting love. You're living your truth. You're the flavor of the month, because this is your sign. You want to be kind in your speech, and I think observations of things, I like this, I am enjoying, which is a feeling, how you look today. I'm enjoying what you had to say to me. Those kind of compliments are pretty safe. Some compliments can come off as insults, so it's like I have to always be careful. I never. I'm so used to just free flowing that you can get in all kinds of trouble. Let's see, Moon and Jupiter together in the 6th house. And it is Mercury retrograde. Moon and Jupiter are friends. 6th house isn't like the greatest place for those planets, because sometimes we're critical of what's good, and we're trying to do things really practical in the 6th house, and the Moon and Jupiter kind of like us to act on faith a little bit, to act on our feelings. So it's like a real challenge to be conscious, and so what we do is we do charitable works for others, and that helps us get through. And then by the time Sunday rolls around, then the moon is going to be by Sunday afternoon, in your 7th house. So it's like things get a little more romantic, and some of the difficult stuff gets to be talked about. That'll be good. All right. Hello, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. Like I said last week and the week before, this really isn't like the time for you to just kind of go roaring and bashing through everything. Keep everything low key, keep it on the downbeat. I know you got Mars and Mercury in the 1st house, so it's like you're likely just to speak what's on your mind, but it could come across harsh. And I mean, there could be that deceptive girl in the office that tries to get you in trouble because they want your job, I mean, not that I'm putting that out there, but that's the worst. I mean, at the best, there's the pleasures of the bed, and you're sort of in a place where you want to hide. And in another week, you'll be able to shine, like, in all your brilliance, and everything will be wonderful again. We've got Moon and Jupiter in the 5th house tonight, tomorrow, most of Sunday. I mean, you're going to be loving life. You've got this great feeling, and you're going to move forward. You've got great things to share with others. Your children will bless you. Your teachers will bless you. You'll be enjoying what you're learning and where you're traveling and going. And then it's like having practical steps to heal yourself, dealing with health issues. That's important. Paying attention to your intuition, what you're really feeling. And then, when you are at work, try not to be like a bull in a china shop. I mean, really, because of Uranus being there. Accidents can happen, so it's just like this time, the best thing I can say is just move slow, take your time, be conscious, and everything will work out. Everything's going to be great. Well, hello, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, this is like the last big party week for you in a lot of ways. You have good friends around, and they're helping you move forward. And that is something to be ever grateful for. Okay, so danger, Will Robinson, Mercury's retrograde. I get it. And will be till the end of the month. What that means is Mercury's slowing down. It's beaming. So there's a lot of intelligence. And there's a lot of things that deserve a lot more attention than we've been giving it. And these are great things to discuss at your social gatherings and your meetings. Like, hey, you want to work on this? Wow. Let's look at what's happening. And it's going to be great. You know, that is going to make a difference by far, by and large. So that's what you want to do. The full moon, you know, and Sunday night through Tuesday, you know, you're going to be very creative. And you're going to be in your heart. And you're going to be in a more generous place. And you're going to do some practical things to make things better. To uplift your spirit and the spirit of others. That is your purpose. You know, your purpose is to assist, to encourage, to utilize that brilliant intelligence that you have and make the world a better place. And this weekend, you know, it's like deal with mother, deal with home, and by the end of the weekend, deal with what's on your heart, how you want to have fun. And it's going to be win-win for everybody. All right. Well, hello, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. Yeah, well, Venus is in Cancer. So, you know, Venus is in the midheaven. And it's right in those middle degrees. So it's like you're beautifying things at work, you know, along with the sun being there. I mean, Venus is somewhat combust, you know. It's, you know, sometimes the executive power outshines that Venetian stuff. You know, Venus does better at night. So, you know, when the sun's hiding, actually Venus does better. It's cool. So sometimes I think when people have like combust suns, if they're born at night, it doesn't really matter as much, you know, because, I mean, even though Venus is getting burned on the other side of the world, it's, you know, the perspective is that it's cool here. Like, we're keeping everything cool. We're keeping everything chill. And it's important right now. And, you know, you got that North Node there, so part of you is like, oh, super ambitious. I want to get that promotion. I want to get that raise, that better job. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, help the older people, help your siblings. Enjoy a great week. I mean, you know, Wednesday looks really nice. Thursday looks nice for you after the full moon. You know, you'll be loving life a little more. All right. So, Scorpio is next. Okay, well, greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So we've got Mars in your midheaven with Mercury. You know, this is a place where you're showing your intelligence and you're getting it done. So overall, this is good. This combination, even with Mercury retrograde, it's better for you. And it's like, it's just saying, hey, let's chill out. Let's look at stuff right now. Let's not just jump into anything, because they're pretty close together still. You know, let's try to keep our words more peaceful. And the thing is, I keep going over, and in my classes that I teach, I'm teaching sidereal Vedic Jyotish astrology to some of my students. And it's like, we don't want to be reactionary. Just because somebody's doing wrong, we don't want to just like attack them. We want to make allies out of the people that are our enemies, actually. We want to bring on sweetness here, so that they're attracted to us to do the right thing. I think the perfect example of this is like in the book of of Esther in the Bible, you know, when the Jews were like run by the Babylonian king, and, you know, he had a bad guy who was working for him named Haman that wanted to kill all the Jews, you know. Mordecai's cousin, who was one of the king's wives, threw herself on the throne and says, please don't do this to my people. You know, don't eliminate them. And she risked her life and you know, and did it in a very respectful way. And the king said, okay, your people can fight back. And they did. They fought back and they won. And that's pretty cool. And so it's just like when you're going to do a fight, Scorpio, make sure you're doing it in a good way, in a respectful way. And, you know, you're going to get a lot of blessings from family this weekend, from siblings. And you're going to be inspired. You're going to come back with more inspiration. You're going to come back with more knowledge. And you're going to be elevated. Well, greetings, Sagittarius. What a great weekend for you. I mean, the moon is in your sign most of this weekend, and even though Cancer is, you know, a little bit of a deeper, darker sign for you, and it works a lot with other people's money, just allow other people to do nice things for you. You're pretty good at this. You know this game. I've seen you do it before. And you're getting some higher knowledge, some higher wisdom. It's a good time for climbing mountains, exerting yourself, making money in a modest way, sharing what you have, trusting everything's going to be all right. There's something about that. There's an alchemy of trust that allows for more good things to happen right now. And this doesn't mean to be willy-nilly or stupid or ignore danger, but it means to just say, you know what, the universe has your back. And even in times that seem troubling, something good's going to happen to you. And I think that's how you live. That's how you roll, Sagittarius. And I want you to keep on rolling. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. Everybody's got limits. You know, everybody's got things that kind of put on the stop sign and the brake. And you try to look at things from a practical level, so you can, like you're playing chess or checkers, move ahead. You know, move from here to there, from there to here. And that obstacles are just a natural part of life, so you don't take them personally. And this is a time for relationship. This is a time to get closer to love. And, you know, and the desire's getting stronger as the weeks are going on. You're like, you know, I love love. And, you know, you'll be feeling that this weekend. And then the moon, which is a lunar eclipse, is going to be in your first house on Tuesday. So, I mean, I think Monday, Tuesday, you're going to be feeling all kinds of things. Maybe even Wednesday morning. And, you know, be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. None of this stuff is easy, and you know, we don't ask for conflict. You know, sometimes it just arises. But there's people that like you, they're rallying to your cry, and they're helping you. And you've got an ability, you know, trust your intuition, move forward, think positive thoughts, keep it coming. Well, hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, after all is said and done with this full moon eclipse thing, you know, Wednesday and Thursday you'll have the moon in your sign, so you'll be rising up, you know. And, you know, Cancer time for Aquarius is about hard work. It's about paying your dues, and it's about doing actions that are charitable to make good karma. Because we're opposite the 12th house, so we want to make, this is where we have a chance to make our karma a relationship. And like doing karma yoga, working for a charitable cause, helping others, this creates a good relationship. You got to know that you can do it, though. Your social life looks great this weekend. It looks like it's going to be fun. Relationship-wise, I mean, people call you out on stuff. You kind of like it, though. They're like, hey, at least they acknowledge me. I know how you are. I see your wacky post. Having a talisman, you know, sometimes having things like crystals or even flowers in your house can really uplift the scene. Doing things, kindness, saying mantras, all of this can accentuate better things for you right now. And we all want better things. All right, so greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. Good fortune, you know. Jupiter rules good fortune. Jupiter's in your midheaven right now, so you're commanding an authority as to what is good. And one thing I've learned is that we're only as strong as our weakest links. You can have the coolest bicycle with everything all cherried out, the chain's great, you know, the tires are good and filled, you know, the steering wheel's good, everything's, you know, your handlebars are great, and then all of a sudden you have like a couple of broken spokes and suddenly everything's wobbling. You know, that's, and the whole function of the bike starts to fall apart. That's how it is with our communities, our families, our nations. And instead of reviling, putting negative energy on those who are less fortunate or they're in leadership and they're not doing the right things, why don't we try to befriend them and love them and say, I want to move you over, this could be helpful. Learning how to be more friendly about the change we want to see. Expressing things in a spirit of gratitude and humility versus a reaction state where they're controlling you. You just did a bad thing to all those kids and da 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 da, and I'm gonna shame on you. You know, that doesn't often give us the results we want. And in some ways it could put some of those children at even more risk. Ouch. I totally understand from a gut level where you're at. But it's like important that we respectfully move our world into the kind of world we really want to see. And I mean, and that's like the people that get arrested for feeding the homeless. They're like awesome. I know even though they're not supposed to do it, they're moving it from the heart. It's like, no, this is love. Love is important. I'm just doing love. You know, so keep on that vibe. You know, that's going to help. And Pisces, you know all about that. Social life's good. Your creative life is just blooming this week, and just keep on blooming with that creativity. It'll be a wild time to socialize, I suppose, Monday, Tuesday night with that full moon eclipse. And just keep doing things, you know, keep going to the gym, eating right, doing things good for your health. Hey, I do this because I love you. I want to encourage you. I want you to share this with your friends. Give me likes. Tell me what, you know, I love your comments. I want to know more of those. You know, ring the bell. Subscribe. Planetary Persuader with KozMcKev, KozMcKev 100. Have a totally blessed, awesome week. Tell me about it. If you find this helpful, I want to hear about it. See you then.